Oh man. What did I get myself into? Oh wow. Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going and exploring this drainage culvert. This one goes for quite a distance and hasn't ran in months because of lack of rain. This culvert goes for so far I can't see anything inside. I just know this thing is quite massive. This was put in like a year ago, and because there's no water constantly flowing through it, there's no spiders. You see there's a lot of sediment that's been building up. The ceiling is actually quite short, and I've been going through this like waddling. I've been wanting to explore this one for a while. Yeah, there's no spiders in here really. And it goes around multiple corners. Yeah, my legs will be hurting after this. Those are raccoon tracks. Hopefully I don't find anything like that. If there was something like that in here, it would probably run away, but it's daytime, so they should be sleeping. What you're seeing way down there in the distance at light, that is a storm drain. This thing, I'm sure this thing goes for quite a ways. I'm gonna try to find the end of this. I really cannot travel any faster than this. Unless I was to start crawling in here. Which I might. It's a possibility. Got some joints in here. Like this culvert, you can tell this thing is like brand new. This was literally put in not too long ago. What do we got here? That's a manhole going up to the street. I am under the street right now. That's pretty exciting. Listening carefully occasionally to hear if there's anything in here. I've gone far enough where I can't even... Whoa, that scared me. There's a frog in here. frog. Wow. The cars are going right above where I am. I can see quite a ways. Ooh! Well, that goes far. This is definitely the longest culvert I've ever been in. Here's some erosion. Looks like oh, I gotta stretch my legs. Wow. There's another storm drain up above. With my luck, when I get to the end of this, there'll be something dumb, like bars, where I gotta walk through this again. Yeah, I'm gonna crawl. Next time I do this, I'm gonna bring my knee pads. Like, this would be way scarier if this tunnel was another frog. This would be way scarier if this tunnel was like 50 years old. Not because it might fail, but because it would be so dark. But because of the fresh concrete, it really illuminates off the white walls. Oh man. At least it's really clean. You see up ahead, that light? That's another storm drain. And beyond that, there's a corner turning right. When I go beyond that corner, I should be able to see the end of the tunnel. And whether or not I'm gonna have to make this treacherous journey back. If I was walking, I'd be so much farther along. Hey, I can actually walk pretty good like this, but I can't do it for long. I just give out. I'm switching hands so I can start moving differently now. Oh man. It's just absolute darkness in front of me. Don't worry, I told someone where I am in case I get attacked by raccoons. But if something like that was to start running towards me, I got a machete. Okay, this here is another storm drain, the last one in sight. This must empty the storm drains on that road. Man, I can't see anything in front of me. If I can shut the light off. Oh man, there's not even a glow of light in front of me. Not even a glow of light. Oh man, I should have brought water. I didn't know I'd be sweating in here. And it's actually cold in here. I'm on the ground. I think I can start to see a small glimmer of light. Oh, these frogs. I can hear people up above walking around. I hear somebody laughing. Okay, there is no light up there. Not at all. I'm just picking up the wall. What the? Looks like there's a big sewer pipe to the right. If this goes into a sewer pipe, I'm turning around. I am. There's a bunch of sticks and stuff now. Oh man. What did I get myself into? Oh wow. If this isn't a mosquito breeding ground, I don't know what is. Wow. I think we're too far in for mosquitoes. I don't see any. Water's not really deep, like 4 feet. This explains how the frogs are surviving. Oh, but look how high the ceiling gets. If I get in there, I can stretch. And we can continue our adventure. This pipe here is taller. And I can walk through it. There's a pipe right in front of me. You can see light at the end of that going to a storm drain. Look at this. Now there's some spider webs here where the water is. I can see a faint light at the end of this. I don't even know if I can get out of here yet. Making sure I don't hear anything scurrying. Is it the water I'm standing in? What is that smell? I don't see light at the end of this pipe. I do with this one. Damn it. big breeze of water. I mean air. Oh man. That's what scares me, those tracks are recent. But then again, the raccoons or whatever probably just use this to get under the city undetected. Whoa, how did I not see that? Oh man, if I hear something splashing behind me, I don't know what it is now. Yes, I see the end. Remember that other pipe, how I said I couldn't see the light? I think that goes somewhere else. Some stagnant water, a crayfish. Oh my. Why? They don't want people going in here. I know why this is here. When this thing is raging, they don't want people to get sucked into it. I understand. There's the other pipe. Oh man. Honestly, I can't even stand. Rest my legs before I go back. I gotta catch my breath too. Sadly, I don't have anything to drink. That was a mistake. I was looking at this on Google Maps from above, and I thought I was going to be able to just like run through it. I didn't realize how narrow it was. At least this pipe here is a little bit higher than where I was, so I got kind of nervous with the raccoon tracks all over the floor. But that's obviously from the nighttime. Okay, I'm gonna start walking back as soon as I get to that really wide square tunnel. I'm literally gonna lay down for a few minutes. Oh, look at that. That's actually the first spider I laid my eyes on. Because there's not a lot of fishing spiders in here, because honestly, this thing doesn't run much of the year. Even when there's a rainstorm, it doesn't even run. Like, this thing collects water off a mountain, so it takes a lot for this to rain. Even days and days of rain, this thing, it never flash floods. Like, this is like kind of the limit, what you're seeing here on the side. This right here is like normal trickle, where you see all the mud. I'm very used to this area. This system here is actually brand new. This pipe I'm in here has been here for actually 10 years. But once you get down to that square disconnect, the stream came out of the ground where the square pipe was and went underneath a small bridge right at the end. They buried the whole thing because the city thought it was an eyesore, having a dried up stream running in front of one of their town buildings, if you understand what I'm saying. They didn't want a dried up creek right in front of their building. There's water in every little crack. I am crawling. Like, the most stressful part of this exploring is not claustrophobia for me. I know that's a lot for some other people. For me, it's not being able to walk and being cramped. So we have this disconnect here. Like this here. Okay, I understand. A clog could not form because of the big grate at the end. But I don't know why they didn't just use a 45-degree angle piece. Because junk gets stuck. Oh wow, the noise is so loud. The vibrations going through this tunnel when like a big truck runs over the road. Because what I'm in right now is leading towards the road. That square piece where all the storm drains are, that is directly beneath the road, running a few 100-yard length. And this thing here, I used Google Maps to check this out. And that rectangular piece that I'm about to reconnect to is about, I'd say, at least 30 car lengths, because there's a parking lot above me. Like, you got the main road and a bunch of parking spaces parallel with it. You know what else? Maybe the mosquitoes aren't here. We had a pretty cold night, but I wouldn't have thought that would go into the ground. Like, you hear that? That is a truck of some type. Also, when I'm underneath those storm drains, and even here, because my voice really carries, until I'm almost to the end of this, I want to keep my voice low, because I don't want somebody up above noticing me in here, because that's just an unnecessary hassle if they call somebody. Because I've never done this before in a city, but I actually got a bunch of comments last time I made an exploring culvert video that they wanted me to go through a drainage system and show them around. You see that in front of me? That's that massive frog. You see it floating, and it's like hopping away from me. That big pool of water is coming up. That's what you see at the end, that white wall. This is a good workout if you want to get flexible, I'll tell you that. See that frog just trying to get away from me? I wonder why he didn't try to get away from me when I was going towards him the other way. You know what I mean? He's our very first little mosquito. I wonder if... I gotta take a cough drop when I get out of here. I don't know what it is, getting a sore throat in here breathing this air. But I know the air is clean, it's just river dust. There's the frog swimming. There she goes. Oh, she just took her big leap. I wasn't going to go through that other pipe over there because that goes around some weird corner where I couldn't see down it. Oh, I could take a stretch. I'm going to exercise my legs a little bit. Before I continue, I'm going to switch my camera hand back to my other one. And if you're wondering, I got two big camera lights with me. Never go on an adventure like this when you only got one light. Because if that dies, you're blind in the dark. Oh man. I'm gonna stretch my legs. My legs literally feel numb. Gotta do this for a while. Now this interconnect there, that is like really fascinating to me because of what I just did. I just caused a drip down there. Like it's dripping that water I pushed out of the puddle in the pipe. And it sounds like something creepy is walking. I bet I'll get a lot of comments on this video saying, I'm surprised you didn't find it. Is that it down there in the darkness ahead of you? This would have been pleasant, I guess, if there was water running in it, like a few inches, because you could see by the walls. Not much water flows in this thing, like a few inches on average when you get a rainstorm. The thing is, when it's really after thaw season, when the mountain and ground is all frozen and it rains, the gas can't sink into the ground, so it all gets sent here. Like, yeah, you see that down there? That really small pipe, that's going to a storm drain. That's where the light you can see is. I'm gonna start my adventure back. You know what the good news? You see that one light way, way down there in the distance? A few hundred yards away. That is the corner. When I get to that corner, I know I'm within 2 minutes of leaving. What are these? Are those footprints from me? Yeah, they are. This is my idea of fun. I like doing this stuff. Like right now, I gotta show myself doing this. Like I'm waddling like this because I can't stand up, and occasionally I put my hand over and like go to my side just to give that one leg a break. Another frog. Today is a nice 60-degree morning. It is 9 a.m. It is nice and cool outside, and it is also really cool underground in here. But because I am crouched so much in such a weird, awkward position, I'm using a lot of energy, and it is causing me to sweat a lot. When I first came in here and saw some frogs, I was like, they're gonna dry up in here because there's no water. But I was proven wrong. There's a pretty big pond down there that really can't dry up. It has not rained here in 12 straight days or so, something like that. So that pond down there at the end, that interconnect in the pipe, that is there to stay. If that is still there after 10 days, I'm sure they'll find their way back. Even if they don't, if they come all the way down where I'm going, a few hundred feet out of the tunnel, there is I guess you'd call it a man-made pond, but it holds water year-round. That's where this thing is leading to. I can't believe it. I've been in here a half an hour. And I'm only not even halfway back. I am crawling now. Yeah, like a lot of people say, I always should tell people where I'm going when I go something like this, where I think there could be like a wild animal in here. Of course, I always carry things to defend myself, but I tell people where I'm going, and if I'm not back in a few hours, that's never happened. I don't have fears like that, because animals most of the time will just leave you alone, and if they don't in the daytime, they're probably rabid. And if something was running at me in this tunnel, like aggressively, I'll do whatever I can to stop it. Probably just kick it real hard. Okay, now look at this pipe. See how it's broken on that side? Does that look like a cut to you? That does look like a cut. But if it wasn't a cut, I'd say something really big floating by hit it, but that grates at the end. So I think they cut it planning on breaking that off, but then maybe decided not to. I hear something splashing in the distance, probably that frog. This is a fun adventure today. I gotta switch hands. Oh man. Time for a stretch. A stretch on my legs. My legs feel so brittle after doing this. I put on tons of bug spray for nothing. I didn't even need it. Hear that banging around? I gotta fix my backpack. I always carry my SLR camera and an extra tripod for my cell phone in case I want to get some extra shots of what this thing is, in case I want to set this up. And all it's doing is collecting spider webs as I walk and scraping along the ceiling. Just unnecessary weight. In this tunnel, this thing is strong. Traffic is going right above me and it's not even shaking. I've been in some of these before, especially the round cement pipes. Those things shake around a lot when traffic goes over you. Like, this thing is so big and has such a big footprint in the ground. Rain's down there. I've been walking for such a long time that it feels like, how should I put this? The end just gets further away. Like, I've already seen the end of this, so I'm not scared anymore. But you saw how the end of it, those bars were spaced? All kinds of things could fit through this. Like, coyotes could fit through that, foxes could fit through that. A big bear could crawl through this, but have to turn around. It's actually nice how, you know those two culvert pipes, they come out into that big cage? At least you have room to turn around. Like if something big went through this. Because we do have bears and stuff around here. I can't see them going through this, but it's great for the raccoons. It stops them from getting hit by cars. I always enjoy the raccoons. I have a bunch of them nearby at the house. I haven't seen them in a few months, but in the winter they come around. I hear a group of people. people walking above me, so I better keep my voice low. If I keep a good pace, I'll be out of here in 5 minutes as a dried up worm. That's what I was worried was gonna happen to the frogs. Like when I gotta crawl over this pile of stuff, it just makes the crouching even worse. That's eliminating 6 inches of my waddle space. The gravel's not as bad on my knees as the concrete, so I'm gonna take a little break and crawl. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some footage at the end of this video of what I'm dealing with up above. I'll show you the road up above, and I want to find out where these storm drains are. I'm wondering, are the storm drains on the edge of the road or the edge of the parking lot? Because maybe the traffic isn't going directly above me, it might be going a few feet to my right. Okay, so look at this. Why is this here? You know what this looks like? It looks like they did this on purpose, actually. Because if you look, there's no cement under there. Because when this years and years of the rainwater falling there, I guess they didn't want it to erode the concrete and start rusting the rebar, so they have it drop in here into this gravel. Beats me where all that came from. Maybe that was dug up at the interchange when those two black culvert pipes are raging. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's just a big rock. That was a piece of rebar sticking out of it. No, this tunnel's not old enough to have stalactites. That's just a rubber seal. It's not many times I get this notification on my phone. You have just created a second video file because this video file is becoming too long. You see that little glow of light at the end? That is my way out. And I got a dead dragonfly. Look at all that muck. It's nice to know they keep the drains clear here. Of course they're not. Oh, this feels so good. This really fine sand, that feels really nice on my knees. I don't care if I get my knees all dirty. I'm crawling through this. This feels nice. I think I see that frog again from the beginning of my video. I've gotten some other comments before saying that my videos are actually very clean, like as far as graffiti. There's not a lot of graffiti in these tunnels. Yeah, because I don't do this in the city usually. Like, when I said earlier I was going to explore a tunnel system in the city, this isn't exactly a city. Oh, it feels like my knees are just gonna give. Oh, the ground is so dirty, but I wanna take a break. Just a few more minutes. Usually when I go on adventures, it takes forever going. And the way back, like anytime you go somewhere, the way back always seems quicker because you know the way. But in this case, I'm weaker coming back. This is a good exercise, I tell you that. Bad memory. I was wrong. This is a 45-degree angle, then another 45, and then I'm out. Look at that. Look at that little bit of grass trying to survive, all turning yellow from lack of sunlight. Oh, there's actually a lot of... Oh, I'm gonna walk into this spider's web. Oh, no, no, no. My rubber boot just dug into the soil because of how I'm crawling and has picked up a bunch of sand. Look at all this sand building up around the corner. That's got to be like a foot thick on the side. Oh. I have never been so relieved to see light before. That guy's still alive. Because it's a worm. Yes, I'm running towards the end. Yes, finally out. Wow. Okay, from the entrance it goes under this road to about right here, goes around a 45 degree, around another 45 degree here, continues, goes underneath this roadway, and the first storm drain is right there. Then it goes over here to another storm drain and continues down the middle of the street for a few hundred yards. Okay, so this is where I just was. Down inside there, I can feel a lot of air and breeze coming out of there. Under the ground right here is that interchange where the water goes out of those two black culverts into the square culvert. This hatch right here must be that metal thing I saw on the ceiling for getting into it. Wow, looks a lot different from above. This is the interchange along that black culvert pipe. This is where a storm drain goes through. This is where I made the comment that clogs could collect if that big grate at the end wasn't there. Okay, here's the other end where I couldn't get out because of this grate. So this whole thing lifts up in case they had to get in there. Very interesting. You see that up there? That's for parking lot water to pour into here. Very interesting. This thing doesn't run unless there's a lot of rain. Like you see there's another small culvert there going under a driveway. After climbing up out of there, my legs feel so brittle still from coming out of that bigger pipe. Now this is where I was. I was down below this big grate. I guess that's not what I said it was for. Water doesn't go in there. I guess that's just a decoration. The water goes in this culvert under this drain to get there. Thanks for watching.